Welcome to Week 12 edition of Burning Down the Far Hill. We are moving along at a very fast clip here through this season. So I'm going to go over the recaps, Week 11. We'll preview Week 12, give you some playoff seedings and our clinchings of the week. So here we go. Week 11 recap, starting with Irish Cop, Dump Trucking. Bad Dog, 234 to 136, led by Le'Veon Bell's 57 points on the Monday night affair. There's nothing more to say here. It's just a beatdown. Steel Curtain defeats Blakeham 170 to 98, led by Eddie Lacy's 41 points. Damaging loss to Blakeham, but he's in that NFC South, the Outlanders division down there. So anything can happen. That Sinister Guy from the Internet defeats John Boy Special People with 3 zeros on the board, 131 to 120. Matt Forte goes for 35 points. For John Boy Special People, all we can say is lucky number 20. Congratulations. I don't know where we're going here. I don't know when you're going to win again, because it's not going to be this year. Because I thought that was it. 3 zeros and still didn't. Anywho, Fat Bastard defeats Road Crew 190 to 113, led by Mike Evans, the Berserk Fury all over the place with 68 points to keep the pace with the next one. Lauren Deathstrike defeating Davis Dynasty in the rematch for the championship game last year, 210 to 127, led by Jamal Charles' 50 points. So, still moving along in the away boys division. And lastly, please pick your worst players. Defeats Nate, N8, 155, 110, led by Jeremy Macklin's 31 points. So, with that being said, I give you the following standings as they sit going into Week 12. So, number 1 seed, Lauren Deathstrike RTR, officially has clinched the playoff spot. No shock there. Number 2 seed, please pick your worst players, has also, number 2 seeded, is 2nd seeded, and has officially clinched the playoff spot. 3rd seed is Road Crew by way of somehow, I think it's your division record over the two teams with 5 and 6 that gives you that over, so you're the 3 seed by way of leading the division down there. 4th seeded Irish Cop is also clinched a playoff spot. 5th seeded Fat Bastard also has clinched a playoff spot. And the 6th seed is that Sinister Guy from the Internet. Look at him trying to squeeze his way in at 5 and 6. Look at, he's cute. So there's your top 6. So people on the fringe here: Bad Dogs number 7, Steel Curtain number 8, Davis Dynasty 9, Blakeham 10, and the 2 guys down there fighting. They're going to fight this week here coming up, but I don't even think it matters at this point. But -8 and is 11, and of course 0 and 11 is 12. So so we do have the 4 people that have clinched playoff spots. There's no division clinchings thus far. They can start happening this week here. I do know if Lauren Deathstrike beats Fat Bastard, that will lock up the away boy division. Obviously, the winners of the away boy and the homeboy divisions will get buys in the first round. That's a certainty. Other than that, so we've got 4 out of the 6 people locked in. We know where the buys are coming from. It's just got to figure out who's going to win the division. So, big matchup here coming up. So, going through then those matchups. The 8th seeded Steel Curtain at 5 and 6 is playing the 2nd seeded. Please pick your worst players. 9 and 2. Jared leads the series 8 to 7, and obviously won back in Week 2. All these matchups are from Week 2. It's the last time they played everybody. So there is that. Steel Curtain obviously is in must-win territory. Please pick your worst players, obviously, to stay up on Mr. Irish Cop, because they have their same record. It's just division record. So they both need to get wins here. The 4th seeded Irish Cop, 9 and 2, is at the 9th seeded 5 and 6 Davis Dynasty. Once again, must wins for both of these teams. JJ leads the series 2 to 1 by also winning back in Week 2. So there's that. In the Who Cares Bowl, the 11-seeded -8 at 2-9 is facing the 12-seeded 0-11, who's 0-11. Nate won both the two matchups overall, obviously winning in week 2. So that matchup is what it is. Maybe Nate just doesn't submit a lineup and John gets a win. I don't know. So yeah. Matchup of the week, clearly. The top-seeded Lauren Destrike RTR 9-2 is at the 5th-seeded Fat Bastard 8-3. This is not necessarily for the Way Boys Division Championship, but yeah. Lauren Destrike wins, he will clinch the division. End of story. Fat Bastard wins, they become tie. He gets the tiebreaker due to the sweep of the season. So therefore going into the last week, you know, we still got to win another one. So Chris leads the series 11-7. Of course, he won due to two people being injured in week 2. Get over that. 10-seeded Blakeham 4-7 is at the 3rd seed Road Crew 5-6. Blakeham must win. This is as big as the game you're going to have this year. Road Crew, you want to do anything? Got another must win. Jim leads the series 11-6, winning in week 2, and he's also won the last 4. So there's that. And lastly, we have the battle for the 6th seed. This is what this is going to come out to. The 7th-seeded Bad Dog at 5-6 is facing the 6th-seeded Sinister Guy from the Internet, also 5-6. Larry leads this series 4-0. I didn't think he led anybody like that. So, yeah, he obviously won in week 2. So there's that. That is basically a battle for the 6th seed, which would be going into the last week of the season. But, you know, that might not be the case due to tiebreakers that I figure out later. So that's where we're at, guys. So we're down to the last 2 weeks here. We have big games just about everywhere. I think 5 out of the 6 matchups are actually worth something for the playoffs. We know the other one is not. So other than that, yeah, trade deadline's gone. We are working towards some playoff rounds here. So other than that, no guest appearances this evening. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.